Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited for today's video, which is going to be all about pushing through imposter syndrome and really stepping into that 2.0 version of ourselves, or just really claiming what we actually want in life. And this is something that I've really kind of been coaching myself through over the last couple of weeks, and it's brought up so much for me in just pinpointing limiting beliefs that have been kind of hiding within myself. And I really feel like through sharing this story and sharing this kind of self-coaching journey that it will maybe resonate with you, and you'll be able to also pinpoint just different places in your life that maybe you're subconsciously holding yourself back or playing small. So this really all started back on that now monumental weekend where I kind of made some big decisions to change the focus and really where I was putting a lot of my energy in terms of my goals. I spent that whole weekend filming and getting really excited and feeling really positive about this new direction that I was going. And I kid you not, after feeling so sure and so positive, after journaling through everything, after filming a video, I was literally laying in bed just tripping so hard about whether I should post the video. And I just really started getting filled with all of this fear about whether I should have said what I said, whether I should share it. I was really in my head about it. And I'm starting to notice that this is really like a pattern now. In any time you get one of those really great ideas, or anytime you get kind of this download or intuitive moment of something that you think you want to do, and you get really excited about it, and then instantly that fear just starts to trickle in, and you start to second guess yourself. You start to go back on all of the things that you just felt so sure and so excited about. And this is what I really want you to start noticing in yourself and in your own life, is where are these little fears starting to trickle in and stop you from taking action, or stop you from taking the next step on those intuitive guided moments that you're having. So I really started to go inward and started to explore where are these feelings coming from? Where are these fears bubbling up from? What is the underlying root? What I realized was that I've really been kind of keeping myself general, I guess you could say. I wasn't actually stepping fully into what my goals actually are, and I've been playing small. I've really been tiptoeing around this dream of creating a brand on YouTube. And you probably have that same inner knowing deep down, but a lot of times we kind of default to the next best thing, or the thing that seems a little bit more realistic. I feel like I was scared of what I put out in that video because it felt like I was turning away or turning off the tap, if you will, other opportunities that I've been working to grow. And that's a really hard thing to do. And so that's really where this kind of shift happened, where I was like, okay, it's a limiting belief about what's possible, but there's so much evidence around me that if I continue on this path of doing what I love and making YouTube videos and trying to help other people improve their lives too, there's absolutely no reason that I can't create success and monetary success for myself through this avenue just as likely as I could with something that technically feels more tangible at this time. If you confuse, you lose. And I feel like this is a really good line that goes, it's actually from a marketing book called Building a Story Brand, but I feel like it actually also translates into real life and what we're putting out there. So if what you're putting out there is confusing and it's not clear, then you're not going to be opening up opportunities for yourself where you actually want them, because people aren't clear on what you actually want and what you're there and available for. This act of tiptoeing around what we really want is really a defense mechanism. It's trying to protect ourselves from the hurt or the shame or the failure of actually going full in and then having it not work out. But where focus goes, energy flows. So it's actually really counterintuitive not to step into that thing when we want to try and have success there, i.e. not claiming it, not stepping into that role. So for example, if you want to be a writer, start writing and call yourself a writer. You know what I mean? You don't have to wait for anybody else's permission in order to step into that. And that doesn't matter if you have a full-time job, that doesn't matter if it's just something that you do part-time or that you're not even making money at yet. If that's what you want, step into it and claim it and own it and think about how much more energy is going to flow to that thing when you claim it. If you start talking and presenting yourself as a writer, how much more conversation is going to happen about your writing? You know what I mean? So think about in your own life where you might be holding yourself back by not just claiming the thing that you really want. And I think about something as simple as updating the email signature that I have, which right now is like mindset, lifestyle, and marketing. Like, as if that's not confusing, as opposed to having it say mindset and lifestyle YouTuber or mindset and lifestyle creator. And every single person that I'm emailing in my day-to-day life, whether it's setting up appointments or whatever it is, that's another opportunity for somebody to see me as a mindset and lifestyle creator, as a mindset and lifestyle YouTuber, and being known for that thing and building the legacy where I want to have the legacy. So sit down and write yourself a list. Where is there potential for you in your life to further claim what you want? For me, it's going to be updating my website, saying goodbye to the brand social integrity, and owning my role as a mindset and lifestyle YouTuber, creator, and business owner as I go ahead and build this brand. So in the last portion of this video, I want to share with you a series of quotes that just started popping out at me like no one's business after I had this kind of self-coaching experience, and they were all just so in alignment and spoke so loudly to me. And this is something that I also want to point out, is be mindful of the type of things that are jumping out at you. So I think it was like the next day or within a couple days that I was reviewing edits for Latasha's podcast, and in her podcast episode she said, show up as the position you want to be paid for. And I was like, yes. And she was giving someone the advice who was a social media manager who wanted to be a social media coach. And she said, if you have on your website that you're a social media manager and that's what you do, people are going to assume that that's what you do, and they're not going to be reaching out to you for coaching or consulting because that's not what you've told the world. The next one was a quote from the book I'm reading, which is called Winging It. And the quote is, anything is possible, but not everything. And that really spoke to me because I do feel like my energy has just been pulled in so many different directions because I don't want to turn down an opportunity. But at the end of the day, again, where focus goes, energy flows. And so I can't be successful at everything. At some point, I'm gonna have to start to focus in and start putting my energy where it really needs to go, or where I want the growth to be. The next quote is from the podcast Goal Digger. And by the way, I'll leave links to all of these episodes that I'm talking about so you can check them out. I was born to exist for my own happiness. When I live that truth, the world can't help but be a better place. And at first you think of this quote, or like for me, I'm like, it sounds selfish almost, you know, like it sounds self-serving of like, well, I just need to focus on doing what I love, like that's the only thing to care about. But actually, like, think about that. How much better of a place would the world be if all of us loved what we did and did what we're best at and brought that skill and that passion to the world? So again, you're not doing anyone a favor by playing small. Like, it's in our best interest and it's best for the world if we all go after the things that we really want and that we're good at. And the last quote is a Jay Shetty quote, and it is, when we protect our purpose protects us. I hope that sharing these experiences and fears and things that have been coming up for me are helpful in letting you know that it's totally normal. And when you're trying to shift gears or pivot or really live, you know, a higher version of yourself, your best life, there's going to be negative thoughts that come up with that and things that you need to work through. And it's really about questioning where they're coming from and going back to what really makes you happiest, what makes you the most passionate, how can you show up the best for your life, and what does that look like? So I hope it inspires you to do exactly that. If you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing, and I will see you guys all in my next video. Bye guys.